Okay, thanks for the heads up. I'm gonna fix the text on the screen after this game. I hope the audio and everything is fine. If there's anything, just let me know as usual, and I'll try to correct things. If the music is too loud, if the game is too loud, just let me know, and I'll fix things. Hello, Petserk. You know, the Swarm host has been changed for CVP, and it's a very nice change, if you ask me. I think it makes CVP a lot more exciting. And you know, besides that, I feel like the Protoss players were starting to figure the old Swarm host out quite well, and on large maps especially, it wasn't as powerful as people think. So the new host is absolutely not bad at all. It's a lot more fun to play with. Not as powerful, but still pretty strong. But we're not gonna see any Swarm hosts in this game, because it's a ZvZ. And fortunately, Swarm hosts are not that strong in ZvZ. They used to be pretty strong before with Mira into Swarm host builds. Those could be quite difficult to play against sometimes. But now they're probably completely phased out. They're just too expensive, and the 60-second cooldown in between every single Locust wave is just too much. Shoutouts to the Muslim. He's making fun of my apartment in the chat. So it seems like I'm up against a hatch gas pull build, so I gotta be a little bit careful about the 6-minute timings. That's nothing special. Nothing new to me. Question from the chat: how do you like the new Swarm host change? I already talked about this a little bit. I think it's a fantastic change. The Swarm host used to be a death machine that would just kill things when the creep got closer to the opponent, but now it's just a death machine that ticks every 60 seconds. Assuming you don't die, the new Swarm host just gives you a really sick advantage over time, and there's no counterplay to the Swarm host. You just see the Locusts fly into your base, and then it's like, what you gonna do, man? Locusts are gonna land, they're gonna mess up all your buildings, all your production, maybe even part of your army or your workers. So, you know, the new Swarm host is pretty strong. Of course, it can be bypassed, but in terms of design, it's essentially the Zerg version of a battlecruiser with its Yamato cannon. It's truly sick over time. I know this player a little bit from before, so I'm gonna go for a little bit of a soft counter. I guess that was my my mistake. This is very common on the European server nowadays. People open up with what seems like a speed build, but it turns out to be something completely different. It can be a little bit tricky to work with. But I will get a deny on this third base. That's gonna be very important for me. I'm not in the best position right now. I hope I can get this one. It's really important. Nope. Alright, so what's gonna happen next is that my opponent is gonna launch a very big +1 timing attack with a ton of roaches, and from there I'll most likely lose the game. But I'm gonna try to stay alive. I think the attack is already on the way actually, so I'm in some serious trouble. Yeah. A little bit of a mistake from my opponent, which is nice. Still a massive amount of roaches inbound. Gotta see what sort of development he's gonna add from here. 6 gas. 5 gas. So yeah, from here it's just gonna be a numbers game. Whoever has the most roaches wins. And I'm not sure if I can hang on. But he doesn't play with carapace upgrades, so that's one thing I get going for me. Our upgrades are fairly similar. But yeah, he's got roach speed and the burrow, so I think I might actually have lost this game already. If he's got roaches in my mineral lines right now, then it's GG. Yeah. When you play against this style, you need a very high amount of overseers, so you can catch stuff like this. Even then, you gotta be very careful. Because as you can see, there can be roaches hiding quite a few places if you're not careful. So from here, the idea is that you didn't waste as much gas as your opponent did, hopefully, and you'll be trying to get back into the game by using your technology advantage, and it's a little bit easier said than done, especially on a map like Cactus Valley. So I'm gonna try and see if I can pull something off. But it's super important that you manage to track every single roach in the game. Because if you fail, then roaches will get into your base, and that's trouble. And I actually got quite a few overseers. I feel like a little bit too many. My opponent is going up to Hive. Hive is 10 and Infestation Pits, so... I feel like I'm in a little bit of a bad spot right now. That's very nice. I got the fungal. Baited out a single fungal. Those are very important over time. Sure. I'm not sure if my standing in this game is actually very good. I'll have to wait and see. 4 infestors. I got 8. So if that's all his infestors, then I'm in a really good spot. Oh, that's a lot of roaches. I have 2 choices here. I could either go straight for his main. Okay, this is gonna be a little bit of trouble. Yeah. Still a very defensive game, and it's tricky to attack on this map, to be honest. It's really, really difficult. I'm not sure if he's got the information of where I'm actually going with this. Maybe I can get the decent position here. Well, in this situation, fungals are everything, and I think I got the better fungals here. They also had too many hydras in this composition. And that was a really sick engagement. I'm feeling really good about this game now. I'm gonna cause a little bit more trouble. And get out. No, that's too ambitious. This is still good for me. I got this, man. Not sure where all of the remaining roaches went, but that's fine. Yeah, I just took the best engagements possible. And my opponent messed up a little bit, which happens. Got another bait on the fungal. So yeah, I'll just do the same here.
Our forces are under attack.
Okay, that's actually pretty sick. GG.
Replay saved.
A little bit of a cold ZvZ. That's nice. I think you want more than 4 infestors when you play ZvZ like that. Question from the chat: what is the best way to deal with Stalker, Immortal, High Templar and Archon in CvP since the Swarm was nerfed? Either Roach, Hydra, Viper timings or Broodlords. Broodlords are the best. Yeah, you want Broodlords. Which maps, if any, do you veto? Right now I'm not practicing a whole lot on Inferno pools, but I play on all the other maps. Yeah, thanks. I'm gonna fix the text. another ZvZ on one of the new maps. For any of you guys wondering in the chat if this is Winter, aka Winter StarCraft, it's not him. This is a different Winter who's playing for Mind Sanity, the Swedish player. So I'm not playing on the NA server. I wonder if he's gonna go for the same opening here, because the ramp is a lot more open. So builds where you cancel speed are a little less strong, a little bit more dangerous. But maybe he'll try. We'll see. Yeah, this could be the same build. But this time I'm gonna make sure to remember to check the spawning pool. Because of all the speed cancel builds that are all the rage nowadays in Europe. I understand why these builds are so popular. They are very easy to execute. You take a very late third with them, so they're very safe. Yeah, they're just not very technical. But on a map like this, I don't think he's going to cancel the speed. Although he very well could. So with every hatch gas pull build, it's very likely to see some circling pressure, but in this case I haven't seen any. So yeah, just is that a cancel? Nope.
Metamorphosis complete. Our forces are under attack.
Yeah, so fairly mirror builds. Very greedy openings from both of us.
Our forces are under attack.
But he's choosing to be a little bit more aggressive than what I had in mind. Yeah. My opponent is Slayer, Roaches on the way. Couple of drones across the map. A little bit of a mistake. But I know, because of those drones, that at the very least my opponent is making drones, okay? So that's good to know. I guess I can drone up a little bit more. We're about equal in gases on that one at least. Gonna get an extra kill. Everything counts, I guess. Nice. I could have taken this one a little bit sooner, but a little bit concerned about it. So he's going for the straight into Hydras, which is a very powerful thing to do, but it's also very dangerous if you go up against someone who plays blind Banelinks, for example. Regardless, I'm probably in a little bit of trouble. That's not really a whole lot though. Got the corner snipe, he got one queen. I think this is a decent trade-off. There come the roach reinforcements. I just need a few more seconds for these Banes. Just clearing creep though. I'm not sure if I'm a big fan of that approach. No. You can't do this. Yeah, I'm still maxed out, so this game is heavily in my favor right now. Gonna make some infestors. Give this base a little bit of transfused love. And then I should be the one getting the advantages over time. Obviously, my opponent has Hydralisks, so it's a little bit dangerous to try to get a whole lot of map vision. I need some information, so I think I'm going to attack a little bit and see how it turns out. I think I'll go for a split on this one.
Mineral field depleted. Metamorphosis. Mineral field depleted.
So I was able to see what he was doing. He's going for roaches, and roach hydra infestor.
Mutation complete.
That's completely fine. It's probably the strongest thing that he could do after an opening like that. So
Mineral field depleted.
I'm just going to play Roach Hydra Infestor Viper and should be able to get an edge that way. I have 4 infestors. I think my opponent has 4 infestors as well. So I gotta be a little bit careful about taking the fight up here.
Metamorphosis complete.
It's probably better to use this base. Gotta make sure that my Remax resource ratio is looking appropriate, so I'll take some drones out of the gas before proceeding. And as you can see, I got my 3rd weapon upgrade. I'm not sure if he's got his one. Yeah, okay, maybe. If I saw his army there, it means I can move up here. This is such a bastard move, just going up here. This is a little bit nasty. But it seems like I came out on top. Whew. Yeah, man. I got a lot of experience taking fights like this. At least a little bit. When you're a defensive player, then you learn to take massive fights like that. Because it's it's basically what you play every single day. I think I'll wait for the next 2 fungals on my old infestors. And I'll have 4 fungals in total and 4 blinding clouds. Okay, this is a split attack, which is fine. I'm just gonna jump on this. Does he have burrow? No burrow. If I could just find his army. Yeah, I can take this. Easy. GG. GG. You don't recover from this. Yeah, I messed up my blinding clouds. In the first engagement, I still had the full energy Viper, so that was my mistake. Question from the chat: how are your win rates after the patch? Below my average before the patch in every single matchup, but I'm starting to get my form back a little bit. music slightly too loud. I'll turn it down a little bit. Question from the chat: is real life being good to you? And I would say, on average, yes. Anytime, man. Playing video games for a living, it's pretty nice. The last few days I've been a little bit sick, so I